Hi guys and welcome to my channel. If you're new, my name's Ailey, thanks for watching. Today's video, I'm going to talk a little bit about how to shop for makeup on your skin. It's the only thing I can think of how to say that, basically. If you don't have a huge amount of money to spend on makeup, it can be so difficult because every YouTube video you watch, every advert that you see is like, buy this, buy that, buy the next thing. And it can just be like, oh my god, I need this and I need that. And a lot of the stuff that maybe you don't need, maybe you just want because it's all hyped up. I know I do. I've just wanted to share with you a little bit of tips and tricks on how to still be able to buy makeup but not necessarily spend as much. Let's just get started. First of all, think about your skin type, your skin problems, anything that concerns you, because I can guarantee that somebody who is in high school and has perfect skin is different than somebody in high school that has acneic skin. And similarly, you don't want the same things if you're in your 30s or 40s because your skin is completely different, you know, if your skin's dry. So if you're kind of getting what I mean, different people need different things. So the point is, you need to think about what you want to focus on most. Now, if you want to focus on your skin most, then there's maybe no point in buying a £30 highlighter. Maybe buy a £30 foundation, £40 foundation, £50 foundation, you know what I mean? Maybe your investment should be in your skincare. Now, if you're luckier than me and you live in a place where you can literally walk down the street or grab a bus into town or something like that and go and test makeup, that's what to do. If you go to a counter, they're not going to refuse you a sample. Go and ask for a sample. And 9 times out of 10, I think Clinique are very good for it. They'll give you like a week-long sample, like a little jar with enough foundation in it to do 3 or 4 days at least. So you can actually try things before you buy them. Now, if you're skint, that is, I mean, you could probably do that with lots of different counters and get enough for like a few months makeup. Just saying. I've never done it because I live so far away from any sort of shops like that. It wouldn't work. The other thing would be is don't shop online because you can waste so much money. And I was going to do a video on how much money I've wasted buying makeup, because literally you buy stuff online, and if you're from the UK, I don't know whereabouts is the same as us, but I know the US, you can return stuff, you can't return it. So, I mean, if I order something and I put it on my hand and I match it to my foundation, or like I match a foundation to myself and it's wrong, once I've done that, I'm stuck with that foundation. I can't send it back, which is a bit of a nightmare. Obviously, I mean, I don't know how it works in America. I don't know how they sanitize things. I don't know if they just throw it away or what, but it wastes the money. So try and avoid that at all costs. If you can avoid ordering online, avoid it. If you can get a better deal online, go into the shop, pick what you need, and then order online. I do that quite a lot. I will like make a list of things, you know, when I do get away, and I'll test loads of stuff out, because if I don't have the money then, you know, maybe then I can save up for it and order it online. So that's a good tip as well. But yeah, depending on what your skin needs, that's what you need to spend the money on. So if you need really good hydration in your skin, it may be that you need a really good hydrating primer, or it may be that you need a foundation that will match up to your skin nicely. Now, that doesn't have to mean it's expensive. Actually, a lot of the ones that I've tried are cheaper foundations and they work better. Just because something is more expensive doesn't necessarily make it better. That Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation is one of the best foundations I have ever tried, and it's $5.99, and that's in dollars, so it's a lot cheaper in pounds. So just, if you think about it that way, don't buy something for the price, buy it for the fact that it's going to work for you. Because I can guarantee you there are like $50, $60 pound foundations that don't work as good as that Photo Focus Wet n Wild. But just because it works for me doesn't mean it'll work for you. So my biggest advice would be go and try stuff. Ask for samples. The biggest thing I can say to you is don't fall into going to buy something as soon as it's released. Wait a wee minute, see how other people review it, see how it performs, because unlike foundation, which is very, very, very personal, eyeshadow is quite general, you know, it's either blendable or it's not, it's either pigmented or it's not. You know, you can kind of judge very well from other people's reviews and such. So yeah, I would say definitely wait for reviews. I know it's exciting, I know that you want to get it as soon as it comes out, but if you don't have the money to spend in it, I've done this before. If you don't have the money to spend in it, there's no point in getting it and then it being rubbish and you've wasted all that money on it. So that's another good tip, is wait, see a couple of reviews and then jump in and get it. Definitely, I would say check out Morphe. BH Cosmetics is another good one, and I'm pretty sure that Maybelline are stepping up their game these days. So yeah, definitely I would say you can spend a little bit more money on eyeshadows because they do last a lot longer than foundations, and that way you can have saved your money on the foundation and you can spend it on your eyeshadows. The one thing I would say, if you want to buy false eyelashes, I don't wear them all the time, but you know, if you want to buy false eyelashes, go for good quality ones that you can reuse. Yes, they cost more to begin with. I'm kind of all over the place here. I'm like foundation, eyeshadow, eyelashes, but anyway. So yeah, go for something that's a wee bit more expensive to begin with and you'll be able to use them more over time, because you may pay double what you would in like Ardell lashes, but they'll last double the length of time, or they'll last even more than double the length of time. If you're more of a mascara person, don't go high end. I would never, ever, 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 ever spend loads and loads of money on a mascara. The only thing that I have ever bought that is quite expensive is the Benefit They're Real mascara, just because I loved it. But yeah, I didn't even, to be honest, think that that was necessary after the L'Oreal Lash Paradise came out. So you can get really, really, really good mascaras at Boots, at Superdrug, or at your local drugstores. If you're from America, you can absolutely get them and they're just as good as these really, really high-end ones. Or if you're struggling with volume, length, whatever, try using two mascaras that do different things. You can do, you know, one coat of one mascara and another coat of another. That's a really good trick that I really like doing, and it saves you money because you don't have to buy like a really, really expensive mascara. And obviously you're getting a better effect anyway. Highlighters. For highlighters, how many of you could open a palette just now and see a really pretty highlight shade in your eyeshadow palette? So why go out and spend £30–40 on a highlighter when you can literally use your eyeshadow? There is nothing to say that you can't use your eyeshadow as highlighter. There's nothing to say that you can't use your highlighter as eyeshadow. Same difference. Bronzer, contour, you know, whatever. Actually, some lipsticks you can use as eyeshadow and stuff like that as well. So go have a look in your palettes and see what highlighting shades you've got, because I bet you'll open your eyes and you'll be like, wow, I have so many highlight shades in here. Yes, they are little pans, but you know, they do still last a really long time. And I am actually wearing the lightest shade from the Jaclyn Hill palette as my highlighter today, and I really like it. I actually think it looks a lot nicer than half of my other highlights. So that's another really good tip. And obviously you don't have to do this, or don't feel like you have to do this, but if you're wanting to save a little bit of money on makeup, these are some of the tricks and that I've used anyway, because obviously you can't always run out and buy the newest thing or buy everything that you see, and it is really tempting, but these are just kind of some shortcuts. You know, if you're a student, or if you are just starting a job, or if you don't make an awful lot of money, this is some of the stuff. I mean, I've obviously just set up my own business and I don't have a lot of money just now, so this is some of the stuff that I'm doing, even though it's so tempting to buy loads of stuff. If you have lipstick, if you have 3 or 4 different shades, but you know, you don't think that that's very much, mix them. Put one on, stick one in the center, you can do these ombre effects, you can mix 2 straight together on your lips and you can make different shades. So that's another way to make your lipstick collection spread out a little bit. It makes it a little bit more full because you can custom mix your own colours. With your eyebrows, I would say it is a little bit more difficult because brow pencils are pretty inexpensive just now. You can try e.l.f., you can try L'Oreal, and you can try Colourpop if you can get Colourpop. You know, there is lots and lots and lots of options now, but if you don't have any of these things, use eyeshadow. If you can find one, just match it. I mean, I'm not too bad because I'm pretty much almost have black hair and black eyebrows. But just look for a shade that's maybe just a hair lighter than your own shade, and obviously sort of try and match your undertone. So if you've got warm undertone in your hair, or if you've got a cool undertone in your hair, just try and match that up. But you can get, I mean, I was using eyeshadows for ages before I get any brow products, and that's a really good tip. if you've got really dark brows, you can even use mascara as a brow gel. So just make sure that you've wiped off the wand quite well, and you can just run a little bit of mascara through it, and it saves you going out and buying brow gel as well, especially if you've got really black brows, or if you've got a brown mascara, or you could even buy a clear mascara, because I know that they're quite cheap, because I think when things are marketed as eyebrow products, they can actually be a little bit more expensive. Trying to think if there's anything else I missed. I don't think so. If I have missed anything, leave it in the comments below and I'll see if I can come up with an idea for it. But these are just some of the things that I used for try to save a little bit of money on makeup, because if you find out what it is that matters the most, if you've got completely clear skin and you really don't need foundation or anything like that, buy, you know, a good moisturiser, buy a good SPF. You know, if you don't like wearing anything on your skin at all, maybe you would like a liquid bronzer or a liquid blush or something like that. Think of the things, you know, that you can save money on. So if you don't have to spend money on foundation, you can spend it on your eyeshadow palettes. You can get loads of eyeshadow palettes because you don't have to spend any money on foundation. Get the kind of gist that I'm talking about. So there are ways. Don't just fall into, oh, I need this, oh, I need that, oh, I need the next thing. If you really, really want something, you can make changes elsewhere so that you don't have to buy this and that and the next thing. You know, if you can think to yourself, actually, no, I would like that high-end foundation, but it means that I can get this eyeshadow palette, which I know is good, but it's about half the price just because it doesn't say Urban Decay on it, or just because it doesn't say Too Faced or something like that on it. It doesn't mean it's any worse. So it's all about prioritising and seeing what it is that means the most to you, and then one day, hopefully, you'll be able to buy all the makeup that you want and you won't have to worry about this. I'm still waiting for that day to happen, so I'll give you a shout when I get there, but yeah, I just think that you can be completely obsessed with makeup and still not have to spend an absolute arm and a leg. And I think the problem is that we forget how expensive these things are, because beauty YouTubers seem to just have them, and they do. They get given them all. They don't pay a penny. I mean, there are some that still go out and they buy all their own makeup, but there are some that literally can't because they get sent so much PR. And because they have it for free and they have it every week up in their video showing us reviews and stuff like that on it, I think that we forget that that's really expensive. This big PR package full of every shade of lipstick will probably knock you back a few £100. So I think that we're kind of getting desensitized to this a little bit, and you forget that, yeah, you're spending this here and spending that there, but you could have double the amount of stuff if you just prioritized what you really wanted and what you really needed. So those are my tips. Whether or not they're useful, I don't know, but hopefully you can take something away from it, maybe even like the highlighter trick or something like that. But if you did enjoy this video, I would love if you would give me a thumbs up and subscribe. I post videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and yeah, hopefully I will see you guys in my next one.